Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another video. Today's video is all about why it is so important now more than ever before to actually let things fall apart. There may be a part within you that's like, what are you talking about? Why would I let things fall apart? I'm trying so hard to hold it all together right now. And right now we're in a season where everything is falling apart. Everything that is a part of the old paradigm, the old way of being, the old way of doing things, based in fear, based in lack, based in contraction, based in holding it all together, based in doing what other people want you to do, based on the opinions and expectations of others, etc., etc., etc. All of that is falling away. And I'm noticing this within my own life. I'm noticing this within my clients' life, within so many of my friends' lives. It's like everybody that I speak to, even certain content that I'm seeing online, there is a falling away. There is a big, big, big transition happening right now. And if we choose to grip tighter, which I did at some point in the last year, grip tighter. I'm like, what? Why is this not working? But trying so desperately, like keeping one arm in, grasping it, or one toe in, clinging, it's just going to make it a bit more difficult, and there's going to be more struggle and suffering involved. So those during this time who can release the grip and just observe and just be aware of what else is trying to come through right now will move through this transition with so much more ease than those who are grasping and contracting. I'm seeing this everywhere. And so I want to talk about this today because I was a little confused when I first started going through this myself, which honestly, I feel like started maybe 2.5 years ago, maybe even longer than that, but it feels like it's revving up and we're just about at this tipping point. I don't know when, but I know that over the last 3 months or so, what is June? Honestly, over the last 6 months or so, time is flying. There are so many beings who are reconsidering very key elements in their lives, our lives, my life, career. What is happening? We're reconsidering if what we were doing or are doing is really it. And I don't mean it in the sense of this is the one thing for the rest of my life. I mean it as in, is it serving me right here and now? Is this what's best for me? So energetically, is it taxing or is it life-giving? Does it feel aligned or does it feel dissonant? Is it drawing on my energy or is it supportive? Does it feel easy, natural, graceful? Or does it feel like financially? I'm watching beings make certain decisions that may be so confusing or make no sense or be the last thing that their past self would do, but for some reason, something now has shifted and there's more awareness that's coming through, there's more knowing that's come through of this isn't for me anymore. And so I've seen for some, that looks like creating more spaciousness for something new to come through. Or maybe there already is that knowing of what the new, what the next is, and bringing that into the now and releasing what is part of the old. Also in relationships, literally every area of life, the way that we care for ourselves, the things that we're doing on a day-to-day basis. The old is falling away. So we can just take a deep breath and know that, you know, if you relate to this, you are so not alone. You're not in this alone. And it can be quite challenging to try to keep up a facade like it's all the same as it was for other people, when most likely the other people are experiencing something similar where things are falling away and crumbling in their own reality, their core elements of their life. And so if we can all open up and start being authentic and speaking into that this is real, then maybe we would feel a little less alone. And so that's one hope that I have for this video, is to just share like, oh yeah, I've been in that. And it started with no longer offering my main coaching program that I had been offering for the last 3+ years. And that was the first shift. And I was like, I'm sure something new will come through in this space once I release this. And the next shift was getting off of the Instagram platform. It's like it got to a point for me where there was no denying this just isn't it anymore. And my mind would try to rationalize and make sense of it and find a way and figure it out. But it couldn't. There was nothing in that anymore. It was part of the old way. And none of this is to say that this is how it will be forever and ever and ever. But right now, something's happening. And I'm curious if you can feel it too. Yeah. What else was there? Certain habits, lifestyle behaviors, ways of being, procrastination, certain things that were avoided. It's like, here's what happens. When we strip away what's no longer for us, then there's all these other things that kind of come up from the woodworks and from like the back closet that we were just closed it and put stuff in there. Like, oh, this was being avoided. This wasn't being looked at. And only in the spaciousness, when we start releasing one thing at a time that is very clearly no longer aligned, then this comes up to be looked at and acknowledged and either reoriented or it's dealt with or set free. And then this, and then this, and then this. And it's this massive clearing out process right now is what I'm noticing. And it feels good. It feels good, and it also feels like, what is happening? Kind of confusing. And so what's been really supportive for me during this time is not trying to figure it out, but really just watching. Not from a judgmental lens, but from a curious, non-attached lens of like, whoa, lots changing. A lot is changing. Yeah. And just being with it every step of the way in each moment. So now may not be the time, or it may be, to plan the future for the upcoming weeks and months and years ahead, decades ahead. But it may more so be a time to be so here in this moment and just witnessing what's coming up, what conversations are happening, what thoughts are we having, what emotions are coming through, what opportunities are coming up, and most importantly, what feels to be dissonant, what feels to no longer resonate all the way through as a heck yes. And whatever that is, creating a little container and space to be with that, acknowledge it, honor it, and then adjust accordingly. Set it free if it needs to be, make some changes and shifts if that needs to happen. So that's the message of today. I'm so curious if you too have been feeling this and what specifically you've been noticing. I would love to start a conversation on all of this down in the comments and just see what are the themes here. What are the themes in this community? So drop a comment down below. I'll share a little bit more about my experience down in the comments too, and let's just see what's going on together. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I will see you in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video.